Yeah, hi. Okay. I sent you a voice message today, um, and I was trying to explain what the situation is. And I did it, and I thought, no, no, I want you to see my face as I explain it. But instead, no, I'm dressed and everything. It's 116 today. What's that? 47 degrees. All right. It's a very hot day. So still, the sun's just going down, so the heat's going over the day, but everybody's really feeling the heat. It didn't bother me that much, but it was hot. You saw how much perspiration was on my shirt. Yeah, and I was dancing at 116 degrees. Yeah. All right, now I just want to try and explain what I was driving at in the voice message. You've got to remember, I had a lot of experience with Sue, and it wasn't pleasant. Okay, and I really got fucked around pretty badly. And a lot of it seems to have come, a lot of her narcissism, I think has come from the church. Today it was so hot, and I was just sitting here, I did nothing to do, I wasn't going to try and work, I wasn't doing anything. I was just sitting, I thought, you were busy, sort of preoccupied. I just got a nice lazy tone, and I just thought I'd ask you some questions. So, yeah, you read it, you knew what it was there. I just ask you, like, oh. And then that's why I said, I bet you don't give a shit. And I think it's funny. And you basically said, yeah, no, it's not God's will. And I thought, oh, there we go. And that's the priest coming out in you, or the priest's teachings, the church's teachings. And what they've done to you is they've given you a whole lot of code, right? And they've shoved it in your brain, and it just, when you weren't thinking, just came out. Because you don't care. They don't care. They never did. I know. I used to go to church with Sue. I'd watch them, and their attitude was, oh, well, take it or leave it. We don't give a shit. Okay? And that's the attitude that they've pervaded to you over years. We don't care. If you want to come, you want to come. They've got you. They know that. But their attitude is, no, God's all you need. Fuck everything else. Nothing else is important. Just need God. Now, I'd say where most of that's come from is if you go all the way back to when we lived in caves, and men and women had to get along, and get on together and work together, and there was no God saving it. There was a fucking dinosaur outside your cave door about to eat you, and if you didn't kill the bastard, he'd kill you. So men and women had to get along. And there wouldn't have been much time for any other dilly-dallying or that sort of thing, so they didn't really need a whole bunch of rules or anything else like that. Then things changed, we became agricultural type people and that sort of thing. And I'm guessing that underneath it all, what people really needed was some way to, let's say what women needed, some way to hold them in, all right? So the church came up with this deal where they put, this rule in place, that rule in place, made up this story, made up that story, and sold it to you women, just said, look, all you've got to do is get them to just about, we'll lord it over, they obey the rules, and everything will be hunky-dory, you'll be okay. And then you all thought, well, if they step out of line, we'll shame them in. Yeah, we'll do it that way. And you sort of tried a bit of that on me today. I said, no, I don't think you should talk to, I don't think you should talk to these people on the internet, and your response was, who the fuck do you think you are, Bob? You won't tell me what to do. And my thought was, I laughed. I just thought, yeah, here's the woman who's just told me that God is all. And I could just as well, who the fuck are you? Can you see what I'm saying? Because I don't fucking care. You know what I mean? It's you don't have any hold over me. It's no, I can go. So I'm not going to react to anything. So when you say, who the fuck do you think you are? So, well, you're just telling me what God wants you to do. Tell you. It means nothing to me. It means as much to me as MGTOW means to you. Okay? So there's no, I'm not Romanian. I'm not in a communal fabric where everybody obeys that sort of thing. In fact, in Australia, Catholic priests are just about, they're trying desperately to get an ex-cardinal, Cardinal Pell, back. He's basically holed up in the Vatican at the moment, fighting like a bloody bitch, hissing and snarling, and trying to bully people from there, which is their style. And he's, serial bloody pedo number one. And he lorded it over people for years. So Australians have absolutely no time or interest in Catholic priests. Okay, they're on the nose in Australia. Put it that way. So we are not, anything that might work on a Romanian ain't going to work on me. That's for sure. All right. And so, see, I want you to be my friend, and a proper friend. Right? I don't want to be, talking to a priest or a nun. Got no interest. Okay. And what's happened is they've programmed your brain. Years you've been going to church, and they've programmed it. Oh, they've made you say all these prayers. Sue had the programming as well. All right. So I'm just going to keep reminding you that you don't give a shit. All right. That you really, which you said today, I don't fucking care about you. I think, yeah, well, who wants a friend who just doesn't care about them? Okay. So I'll just keep reminding you of that because I like you, and I want to try and free you of this code so that you actually can get your empathy back, because you don't have any, and that's narcissism. That's what it does, and that's what, if they've put this code over you and you just don't have any empathy because God is it. Doesn't matter, Bob. When I said it's the last bit of pleasure I have, it's like, well, so what? But see, what your main interest, I'd reckon, this is just my guess, is you want the church to be right. You want God to be right because he's your security for a husband. Because you want a husband and you want children. All right? Don't fucking bullshit me. That's what you want. Now, so what you're trying to say here is, oh, no, God's got to be right. All of this has got to be in place. We've got to have these rules because I want a husband and I don't want him running around with the next floozy that he sees. Now, what's going to happen with you is everybody you meet is just going to go, oh, hi, bye. And you're not ever going to get that husband. Like, no way, man, I'd marry her. I just wouldn't go near her. No, it'd be fucking hell. Because as soon as we got married, everything would change, and my life would be hell. And I think, I look at it and just think, no, fuck that. I wouldn't want it. Because it's not between you and me. It's between you and God, and I happen to be the patsy. Okay? And I don't want that. But Sue wasn't that bad that way, but it was the same thing. It was her and her children, and the funny thing was, I was only thinking, because I went over town, I thought, oh, I'll get cheesecake. And I was thinking, I remember when I first met Sue, there was a murder in the parish. A mother and either one or two daughters, I think there were three of them involved, killed the husband. Similar situation to what I was in. One man living with all these women. And they killed him. And I got the feeling it was all hush-hush, I thought, we're talking about a murder here. It should be, hot gossip. And it was a parishioner. It was a woman. And I was, oh my God, oh, poor woman. And this. I looked at it and I thought, what the fuck are you on about? What about the poor man? And it was just, and there's sort of all sorts of, rumours, and it was all hushed up. Okay, and that would have been narcissistic personality disorder coming out. And the church wouldn't have been too happy about it because it's actually what I'd call, I understand now, it's collateral damage. It's a byproduct of their teaching. They've done a certain thing, and that's been the result. And I think it's becoming clearer to me. I think that's what happened with Sue. So even you protect Sue, bend over backwards for her, and it's. And I think the situation, it's really the church has done a lot of damage. It might have worked 150 years ago or 100 years ago, but it's just. And talking to you, and you say, masturbation's a sin, and I listen to it and look at it and I think. The other day you were talking about, licking arse, anus. And you think masturbation's a sin? I just thought, oh no, it's just fucked up. And you were talking about modern sex, but I would say that you're not actually thinking. It's programming. I'm just getting church bullshit coming out. And that's what I thought. Yeah, and that's what the church bullshit is. Yeah, because you're not thinking about it. You're not answering it. And if you said to me, "Oh, you're just destroying my life, Bob," I would actually want to know. I wouldn't say, "Yeah, well, that's right. It's on the internet, isn't it? I can do that, can't I?" I wouldn't say that. If somebody said I'm destroying their life and quite serious, I wouldn't just sort of, that's the way it is, internet. I would actually think, what do you mean? Why? How am I doing it? How am I destroying your life? Let's talk about it. But you didn't care. So that, to me, is just the program running. That's the church. Yep, blah. And you can imagine one priest saying to the other, to the new one, to the novice, I just tell them what this, or tell them that. Really. Their whole attitude, who cares? Really? God's all. And they said, God, that's all you got to do. Just God. Doesn't matter. We can do anything we want. And that's why they're all pedophiles and what have you. I sometimes wonder whether you had a pedophile experience. Because I think, you're talking to older men and you get fucked up. I just thought, I don't know. I mean, it's just, only you'd know that, but there seems to be a lot of it. There's certainly a lot of it in Australia, I can tell you. And I don't think there'll be any difference in Romania. Yeah, but anyway, that's just what I wanted to. God, beer's hot already. There is actually, just to let you know, you can try all your little shaming tactics and stuff. It'll be water off the duck's back. Gone. It used to work, but I've watched all the bloody the MGTOW vids and stuff. They've explained everything, and the internet's just. It's like, if you went out and talked to people here, you'd learn nothing. You might hear about what happened in the park, but from YouTube, from the internet, we just hear even Alex Jones and all those guys, they'll say what people are, how social services are reacting, what's happening here, what's happening there, and it's all this sort of, like from just normal corporate news, you just get bullshit, okay? But here you actually get what's happening in government departments, how they're likely to treat you, how are people going, financially, what's really happening. It's not propaganda. They talk to people, they draw their audience from far and wide, and they actually find out what people are experiencing, okay? And then they relate that, so we all listen to it. So it's like we're going down to the local park or something and talking about what's happening in the world, really. Because there's no point in talking to those people. They just watch corporate news. They don't know anything. Okay? So, in doing that, you have to know how you think, what the church has taught you, what sort of bullshit they've, shoved inside your brain. And I've watched all the vids. I just keep watching them. So, you're really, up until a few years ago, all of this was safe. Nobody knew about narcissistic personality disorder or what the symptoms were or what are the effects. But we know now. There is no secret anymore. And people of special interest groups have been getting away with it for years. It's a dirty little secret, the way they do things. And now it's just splattered all over the internet. There's no secret anymore. We know. That's why I can see what you're trying to do. Yeah, Sue trying to do the same thing. It's just, and it has absolutely no impact. You have no power. It's not affecting me at all. It's just, you say, well, what right have you got? I say, well, what right have you got? The old narcissistic bloody double standards. Who cares? You do it, I do it. So you're not going to. We know. We know all about the shaming techniques and the bullying that you try. And it's all coming from priests. It's coming from special interests because we know that. But there's just no point. And besides that, I don't even see your face. I just see it coming through in text. Yeah. That's a shaming technique. Yeah, yep, that's right. Yeah, this way, double standards. There we go. What's that called? Can't remember. Yeah, so it's there's no point. It's changed in the last the last couple of years. There's just you have no power. Do you know what I mean? It's just you're better off talking openly and honestly to me. That you might, because MGTOW, that's what we react to. That's the same as my friend. He tried his bullshit little smart ass comment. He's mangina. That's what they do. Smart ass comments. Yeah, we know all that. And I just think, yeah, well, there you go. It's a mangina. It's like a snake. It bites you. If we do, put your finger there to bite you. Mangina makes smart ass comments. They get on with women because women are smart asses. The smart ass little things. Yeah, MGTOW. We go truth seekers, if anything, and we just find out and we just build knowledge, which is for our own protection. So what I'm trying to say is, forget it. Yeah, you can try everything and try and shame me or do all of that. It just, and you can use your double standards. No, it won't. It's just I'll just identify and categorise everything. So you might as well forget it. Yeah, no, but it's and as for how you would kill me, yeah, it's somehow it comes across, okay, because that's the result. I've stopped masturbating, and I couldn't understand why. I just can't even get interested in it. But I'd say, and the only person I'm talking to is you. And I'd say that your whole thing is it's like talking to a nun. Yeah, and typically, that's the best way to describe it. I don't think anybody would have a problem saying nuns aren't a turn on. They just, they'd be enough. If the only person you're talking to is a nun, you won't be doing much masturbation or anything else like that. Yeah, so, and that's what your male friends would be. It would be experiencing and just saying that we don't want to talk to a nun. And that's just bad, and that's probably what your ex said. No, fuck this. I don't want this either. I'll go and find someone else. That's, but you can keep going that way if you want to. But if you do want to get married and have children, I'd start rethinking it and come up with something that's because you're just not going to attract. I would dump you if I was young and your age. You'd be already gone. I just couldn't. Not in today's world. It's too old. It might have been okay in the 1900s or 1800s even, but not in this century. No, it's way gone. And that's not to say that you have to become promiscuous or anything else like that. And you don't have to get into being bisexual. You don't have to do any of that. But you can't go back to 1850. It's not going to work. As much as you'd like it to be, so you can have your children, have your security, yep, and that's all well and good. But and if you find somebody like that, and good luck to you, and you might. But you actually like hot guys. You don't like nerds, okay? You don't like. So you're wanting everything. Which is what Sue was like. She's really quite a greedy person. You're quite greedy as well. Okay, you want your cake and eat it too. So, but I don't care about what you do with other guys and that sort of thing. But as for me, I care about myself. You may not care about me, but I care about myself. So you'll find I will actually, to remind myself, I will say, no, well, you are a very selfish person, which you are. I don't think there's any doubt about it, and you don't care. It's funny because you tried to accuse me of being selfish. I laughed. I just thought, oh God, it sounds like Sue. And what you do with narcissism is you'll accuse the other person of exactly what's inside your head. Yeah, that just tells us immediately what you're thinking. You're being selfish. Okay. I've learned all this. You know, that's just how it is. Yeah. So, you know, the double standard. Yeah. So she's being selfish. And you're saying, who am I to tell you what to do? You know, I mean, just turn the finger around and point at yourself. Who are you? Seriously, you know, how important are you? When you think about it, put it in that way, and it's not. It's the priest inside you. Okay, and that's who you're hiding, and that's where he's hiding. I sort of think of it like he's invaded your soul, because really, you should, in certain things, you should be looking at, thinking, all right, okay, how can we help you here, Bob? You know, but you're not. You just don't care. There's no empathy. And the thing about it too is you'll be putting yourself out. No, you're not going to masturbate because it's a sin. And that's them. Let's shove that in your fucking brain. It's just, you know, I'd shoot them. I'd line them up against the wall and just shoot them. A lot of them. You know, there's, you know, if you had a hard day, you're stressed out and the whole thing, just fucking wank and go to sleep, you know, and just enjoy it. For God's sake, there's nothing wrong with it. You know, and it would be, just honestly, and as for this guilt, because what seems to be happening is you get as guilty as hell and you're shipping it via the internet to me. So, I mean, I've got enough guilt in my brain about sex. You know, I was fucking a girl at school, had a girlfriend when I should have been studying at school, I suppose. In the end, I was an entrepreneur. I was always an entrepreneur, but I should have been focused on my schoolwork. But I was just wanting to get lost because my family life had gone to shit after my elder sister had died. So for me, sex relates to guilt as well. It relates to guilt with a lot of us. And you would have guilt there for some reason, okay? We all know that. But as friends, and true friends, let's try and help one another get rid of the guilt and help one another, rather than what you're doing is actually making it worse. Sorry, that's a stain there. It's hot. It's a fungal thing. And that's what's actually, I would say to you, yeah, I couldn't give a shit about the church, honestly, or God. I'm sorry, I don't give a shit. Yeah, you're wasting your time talking about it. All right? I like you as a friend and that sort of thing, and I know that you don't have to talk. That's all guilt. So I don't know. Something happened to you, did it? I don't know. Like I could tell you, yeah, I'd link it to, yeah, I should have been studying harder, but she was like 14 at the time. Fucking nice. Okay, but I was escaping through sex, and that's what I even. The few times that I had sex with Sue, she didn't like it because I was really saying I was just shirking work. I was escaping through sex. I was saying, let's have sex, because I didn't want to face what I had to do. Yeah, so a lot of it was guilt, you know, with me. And I read in the comments about it that, yeah, a lot of it is related to guilt. So a sensible approach would be, okay, so why, it would be to actually ask, why are you so bloody guilty about it? Or is it just because these arseholes have told you it's wrong? Because really, they're a pain in the fucking arse. They don't give a fuck about anybody else other than themselves. And they're actually pissing me off because of their fucking greedy, selfish attitudes, all right? A sensible attitude would be, if you're feeling guilty about it, let's talk about it, let's remove some of the guilt so that you can free up and relax a bit and be a proper functioning human. But this, no, it's a sin. It's just, oh my God, it reminds me of my fucking ancient, alcoholic mother-in-law. And Sue was like this, and just so, and you're the same, stressed. And it's all this bloody church teaching, and you've bought it, sucked in, no, the priests of this, the priests of that, the wonderful people, they're arseholes, okay, pedophiles, mainly. So you're wasting your time, You know, and as for telling me, it's like saying, yeah, my pedophile told me this. Yeah, you're right, beauty. I'm interested. I'm not trying to do anything with you or anything, but you've actually killed me sexually through all your guilt and stress, and so does Sue. That's you know, that's what happened with her, and I don't want to be dead sexually. Sorry, I don't give a fuck about the guilt. You know, I actually want to. You know, I'm really pleased that I'm eating normally and drinking normally. Like I'll have 2 bottles today. I won't get drunk, and I'm sipping away. Yeah, I'm really happy with myself. Actually, I'm quite chuffed that I'm doing all right. Yeah, and I don't want suddenly can't masturbate because some person I'm talking to on the internet, you know, has got a fucked up brain about all this guilt about having sex with herself. Okay, so you won't be helping. You'll just be a pain in the arse. And the reason you're a pain in the arse is because the priests are a pain in the arse. And I know, I tried to actually get one to help, and I couldn't have been worse. Totally hopeless. And the food bank actually was negative. You know, really they should put a big sign up saying, "Men not welcome. Please, it's a woman's refuge. You know, we believe in women only, and forget men. You know, God is for women, not for men." All right, that would be a better, because what they did to me was actually negative, and I wanted nothing to do with them. They knew it too, and I see them, and I ignore them, and they know that I'll have nothing to do with them. All right, so I couldn't give a shit about God or priests or any of the fucking bastards. Okay, you get the idea? I do care about myself. I care about you. So, you know, you can try anything you like with me. It's called water off the duck's back. You know, it just bounces off. Won't have any. Might as well save that you're typing. You're basically either going to have to say goodbye, or eventually you'll start actually having a bit of compassion, and you'll get your empathy back. And that's what I'm aiming to do: get your empathy back, and that will start reducing the narcissism in you. As soon as I sense that you're getting empathy back, I'll be pleased. And once you start actually thinking, and I'm not just getting priest shit coming at me, that God is great, I'll know that I'm succeeding, and I'll get there. Well, the other alternative, and that's okay, just go. Because I'm not going to. You're not going to sort of just do everything your own way as a priest would do. All right. I don't care. I tell you, I don't know whether I can make it any clearer or not. I do not care about the church. I don't care about God. I have no interest in either thing. Okay? I am way more interested in MGTOW, and I wouldn't for a moment even expect you to have the slightest interest in it. It's my business. Okay? See, and the fact that you're preaching to me makes me wonder, what the fuck is this thing about? So I'm not preaching MGTOW to you. I'll just tell you, yeah, that's what we learn. That's, you know, so you have an understanding of me. Yep, we learn about female behaviour and what's happening here and what's going on there, what's happening in the family law system, all that sort of, yeah, we learn. Yeah, we don't talk about something that happened 2,000, 3,000 years ago or whatever, you know, in a place that we don't know anything about, or, you know, all of this, you know, this, that and something else. I don't know what happened back then, I don't really care. All right? So, I've let you know. You know, I'm not angry, nothing else like that. I'm just telling you, save your breath, because it won't work. Okay, well, I'll talk to you later. Bye.